Welcome to the Law Office of Brian Fagan podcast, where we empower Texas families through knowledge and compassion.
Going through a divorce is, well, it's never easy. But when you and your spouse just cannot see eye to eye on the big things, it can feel like you're lost in a fog with no clear path forward. That feeling of uncertainty, that's exactly what we're going to clear up today.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to walk through this whole journey together. We'll start at that first big decision, then cover the legal steps, why those early court orders are so crucial, how you gather the facts, and then finally how it all gets resolved. The whole point here is to give you a roadmap so this process feels a lot less intimidating.
You know, every divorce in Texas really starts at a fork in the road. And which path you take, it all comes down to one single thing: agreement.
So, on one path, you've got an uncontested divorce. That's when you agree on everything. It's quicker, it's less expensive, and most importantly, you are in control. But then there's the other path, the contested divorce.
And here's the thing that surprises a lot of people. All it takes is one disagreement to land you on the contested path. It doesn't mean you're in for some huge, dramatic courtroom fight. It just means there's at least one issue you can't solve on your own, so the court has to step in and help make a decision based on Texas law.
So where do these disagreements usually pop up? Well, dividing property and debt is a big one, because Texas is a community property state. That basically means most of what you earned or acquired during the marriage belongs to both of you. And of course, when kids are involved, decisions about custody, what we call conservatorship in Texas, and who pays what for child support, those are deeply personal and can be really tough to agree on.
So once it's clear you can't agree, the whole thing shifts into a formal legal journey with very specific steps and rules. Let's look at how it all gets started.
First things first, you can't just file for divorce anywhere. You have to meet the residency requirement. It's a hard and fast rule. One of you has to have lived in Texas for the last 6 months, and specifically for a Conroe case, in Montgomery County for the last 90 days. No exceptions.
Once you meet that requirement, the legal process officially kicks off. The spouse who files first is called the petitioner, and they file a document called the original petition for divorce. Then, the other spouse, the respondent, has to be legally served with the papers. Now, this isn't just a friendly text message, it's a formal delivery that starts a legal clock, giving them a specific amount of time to file their own formal answer with the court.
Now, because this journey isn't going to be over in a week, the court needs to lay down some ground rules to keep things fair and stable while the case is moving forward, and that's exactly what temporary orders are for.
I like to think of them as the rules of the road for the divorce process. They're all about creating stability and making sure nobody does anything rash, like draining a bank account or taking the kids out of state, while you're working toward a final resolution.
And these orders deal with the really big, immediate questions, right? Like, where will the kids live for now? Who's going to pay the mortgage next month? Who's responsible for the car payment? Temporary orders give you clear, enforceable answers to those urgent, day-to-day issues. A lot of attorneys actually call the temporary orders hearing a mini-trial because whatever is decided there can really set the tone for the final outcome. So once those ground rules are in place, the next big phase is all about getting the facts, all of them. Before any final, fair decision can be made, everybody needs to have the same information. This part of the process is called discovery. It's a mandatory, formal process that makes sure there are no secrets. It's literally about laying all the cards on the table face up. And this isn't just some casual back and forth. It involves really specific legal tools. You can formally request documents like bank statements or property deeds. You can send written questions that have to be answered under oath. You can even conduct depositions, which are basically formal interviews with your spouse or other witnesses that happen outside of the courtroom. Look, this discovery phase can definitely be the longest part of a contested divorce, but it is absolutely essential to get in a fair result. It's also where having a skilled team on your side is critical to make sure no stone is left unturned.
Okay, so all the facts have been gathered. All the information is out in the open. Now what? How does this case actually wrap up?
You know, the Texas legal system is really built to encourage people to find their own solutions. And that's why almost every court, especially here in Montgomery County, is going to require you to try something called mediation. This is where a neutral third party helps you and your spouse try to negotiate a settlement together.
And this table really gets to the heart of it. The choice between mediation and a trial comes down to one simple, powerful word: control. In mediation, you and your spouse are the ones making the decisions. You have control. But if you go to trial, you hand that control over to a judge who will make the final call for you.
Now, if mediation doesn't work out and you just can't find that common ground, then the final stop is a trial. At that point, a judge will hear all the evidence and testimony, and they will make binding decisions for you, all based on the Texas Family Code.
Okay, let's talk about the timeline because that's a question everyone asks. How long is this going to take? Well, Texas law has a mandatory 60-day waiting period. No matter what, a divorce can't be finalized any sooner than 60 days after that initial petition is filed.
But let's be real for a second. That 60 days is the absolute bare minimum, not the reality for a contested case. You're more likely looking at something in the range of 6 to 12 months for a moderately contested divorce. And if your case is really complex, say it involves a family business or major disputes, it can easily go for a year or even longer.
The whole legal journey officially comes to an end when the judge signs the final decree of divorce. That's the document that legally ends your marriage and spells out all the final rules. So, knowing that this whole path is structured and not just random chaos, that leaves us with one final question to think about.
Just understanding that this is a structured process, not a chaotic free-for-all, is really the first big step toward getting through it with confidence. If you found this helpful, we'd love it if you'd share it with someone who might need to hear it. And of course, if you need someone in your corner, our team is always here to help.
Thank you for listening to the Law Office of Brian Fagan podcast, where families find freedom and peace of mind through education and expert legal care. For more information or to schedule your free consultation, visit our website or call 281-810-9660 today.